This is Chapter 3, Supporting Details video for your Advancing College Reading Skills. So we're going to exercise 1 here. So we already have discussed main idea. And so with main idea, that's basically the topic sentence of the paragraph or piece of work. But without supporting details, a main idea is merely just an opinion, but you have to be able to back it up with evidence. So on here, we're just going to focus solely on supporting details. Now, again, there is 2 different types of supporting details. There is called major details. The major supporting details are indicated by, and you'll see throughout this presentation, this practice tutorial, major supporting details are indicated by signal words, usually adding information or time. So like first, second, also, third, finally. Those are major supporting details indicators. Now, the statistics or facts or percentages that follow those major supporting details, those are called minor details. So that's the difference. And if you look in your textbook and use that, that is what will help you. So let's look here at question 1. So on here, they already have taken the liberty to bold the main idea. So it says here, to be effective, feedback on someone's work must have certain characteristics. First, it must be timely, occurring soon after the work has been done. Second, it must be accurate. The best work should get the most positive feedback. The poorest work should get the most negative feedback. Finally, feedback should be tailored to the recipient, expressed in a way suited to that person's personality and ability. So we know our main idea is to be effective. Feedback on someone's work must have certain characteristics. So how many major supporting details do we have? Well, let's look here. Everything else that follows is a supporting detail. But again, remember, major supporting details are indicated by signal words. So we have a very popular one here. First, that's 1. And then if we look here, second, that is 2. Okay, but if you look here, the best work should get the most positive feedback. The poorest, that's what we call a minor detail, because this is just, second, it must be accurate. Then they're giving us more information about this second sentence, well, not sentence, this second major supporting detail. So right now we're at 2. And then if we look here at this last one, finally, that is another popular signal word that indicates a major supporting detail. So we have a total of 3. Let's see if we are correct. There we go. So first, second, and finally. And again, remember, this is a minor detail giving more information about being accurate. Next one. Different parts of the world have different staple foods. Before global cuisine, the staple food in Europe and the Middle East was wheat, from which breads and cereals were made. In the Americas, the original staple food was corn, and breads were made from cornmeal. In Asia, the staple food was and still is rice. So again, here, different parts of the world have different staples of food. So again, now, in this one, we are looking at the different parts of the world. So how many major supporting details? Now, usually major supporting details are indicated by signal words. But for this case, we don't have any real signal words in this one. But again, a supporting detail, major supporting detail would be anything that is a new topic supporting this different parts of the world. So this is going to be our clue, different parts of the world. So which sentences talk about different parts of the world? Well, in this one, they talk about Europe and Middle East. That's 1. And in this one, 2, in the Americas. So that's 2. And then look at this last one, 3, in Asia. So we have, again, 3 major supporting details because they change the subject matter for that support. So I could say first, second in the Americas, and then third, because again, they're not talking about the same thing. Now, if this sentence here, in this second sentence here, this first major supporting detail, the food in Europe and Middle East was wheat from which breads were made, if they give us more information about that, here that followed and continued with about the Europe and Middle East, then that would be a minor detail. But here they talk about the Americas, so that's another major supporting detail. So we have a total of 3 major supporting details. Next one. If you sprain or twist your ankle, there are several things you can do to control pain and prevent further damage. Ice the injured area right away, but avoid applying ice directly to the skin for more than 20 minutes at a time. If possible, continue to apply ice every 2 to 3 hours for a day or two. Secondly, rest your ankle until it is less swollen and painful. You can also compress it as well. Wrap it firmly with athletic tape. Last, raise your ankle preferably above the level of your heart, for example, by sitting in a chair and placing your leg on a footstool piled with pillows. These measures will help control pain and prevent further damage until your injury can be evaluated by a doctor. So, now, they've done the liberty again of indicating our main idea. If you sprain or twist your ankle, there are several things you can do to control the pain and prevent further damage. So here's your list word. Again, if you recall from our notes, they talked about lists words so that we know that this list is coming, that we know that usually the major supporting details are going to have something to do with that list. So in this list, it's going to be about control pain and prevent further damage. So I know the first one, ice the injured area right away. So this tells us how to control it and prevent further damage. This is 1. And then if you look here, if possible, continue to apply ice every 2 days. So this is a minor detail because it's again continuing with the idea about icing the injury. So this would be a minor detail. So we're still on major supporting detail 1 here. So you see here that the minor detail is giving more information about the major, okay? Giving more information, statistics, and other items like that, okay? Then secondly, so this is another major supporting detail. Secondly, rest your ankle, okay? Until it's less swollen. And then this is a minor detail. You can compress it as well, wrap it firmly. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it is not. This is a third major supporting detail. You can compress it. So see this word here also, compress, okay? That is another major supporting detail. So we're at 3. 4, last, raise your ankle. So we know that there are at least 4. Because then this is another way to sum up the main idea. These measures will help control and prevent further damage. So this is restating the main idea. So this is not a major supporting detail. So it begins and ends with the major supporting detail. So we know that we have a total of 4 major supporting details, and we will see if we are correct. And we are. Last practice. Some men have abnormally high levels of male hormone testosterone. The effects on their lives can be quite negative. High testosterone men are more likely to be unemployed. They are also more likely to have drug and alcohol dependencies. Last, they are more likely to commit violent crimes such as spouse abuse. So, now, here is our main idea. The effects on their lives can be quite negative. Now, some of you may ask yourself, why wouldn't sentence 1 be? Because again, sentence 1 is just some men have abnormally high levels of male testosterone. So this is just introducing the subject, but is not the main idea. The main idea is going to be almost like an argument or a topic sense. What is this whole paragraph about? And what they're talking about is the effects on their lives can be quite negative. So the effects of male hormone testosterone that have abnormally high levels. So we're talking about the effects. And so you look here, high testosterone men are more likely to be unemployed. So that's 1 major supporting detail because that's the first one. And then look here also, that's another major support. They are also more likely to have drug and alcohol. So that's 2. And then look at this third one, last. So we have a total of 3 major supporting details. So hopefully you found this video helpful for locating supporting details. Again, remember, you have your main idea. And then you will have supporting details that follow that to support that main idea. With those major supporting details, there are differences between a major detail and a minor detail. A major detail is indicated by usually a signal word like first, next, also, finally, third. So that is a major. A minor detail continues with that major detail, and it continues with adding more information, percentage, and so on. Okay, so that is the difference between a major and a minor detail. So stay tuned for next set of video tutorials for Chapter 4, Chapter 5, and Chapter 6.